When you think about fitness, training, the gym, what are some of the things that come to your mind? Some of the first things that come to my mind is wellness, bodybuilding, the trenches, transformation, hard work, dedication, discipline, the grind, the process. While all these things can be synonymous with the action of going to the gym and working out, there's another thing that can be associated with fitness and wellness that's less likely to be thought of first, and that's in its ability to help bring freedom and addiction by its ability to increase both your physical and mental strength, endurance, and enhance your relationship with God. Porn and sex addiction, it takes a toll on you mentally. It rewires your brain and specifically affects the parts of your brain associated with your reward or pleasure system and motivation. In order to really find freedom successfully, it's going to start with renewing your mind. Romans 12:2 says it perfectly. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Not conforming to the world, or in this case, also means not conforming to the pattern of pornography addiction, but instead renewing your mind to function in the way that God created it to. You have to rebuild yourself mentally. This is how you can really find true and lasting freedom from your pornography addiction. One of the best ways to begin to renew yourself in all areas, but especially physically and mentally and spiritually, to find freedom is specifically through the action of beginning to take care of your health and wellness through training and becoming more active and eating a healthier and more balanced diet. The process of just pushing yourself through a hard workout, going to your limit, sometimes beyond your limit of what you even think you're capable of, begins to build you up mentally. I noticed as I began to really take my training and health seriously, how it unconsciously trained me to keep going, even through the toughest and hardest times through my journey in overcoming pornography addiction and relapses that I would really have over my process through the years. Fitness and wellness brought me closer to God and my identity and who I am in Him. There's just a secret power that comes, man, when you really begin to treat yourself and your body better that can really just bring lasting changes to you. It's a chain reaction that happened to me that I believe can be of value to anyone that's really trying to pursue both a level of greatness inside them and live the life out that God has planned for you. This chain reaction flows first from the physical body. One of the fruits of training is just in how the body both looks and feels. As you work out and train the body physically, your body begins to adapt to the stresses that's put on it. At first, what this is called is an alarm reaction, that when it happens, it can leave you feeling, a little sore as your body begins to, go through that process and that training you're putting it through. But our bodies are designed to adapt and survive. And as you begin to train more and more, you build up the tolerance as you push yourself through this phase by either enhancing the strength, size, and the endurance of your muscles, depending on the intensity and style of training that you put your body through. This, along with changing the diet and just beginning to eat healthier, limiting your processed and high sugar foods, as well as foods that are going to be high in unhealthy fat, adding unhealthy amounts of salt and sugar, or other condiments like high fat or high sodium butter, or just high sodium ingredients, or high fat oils, things like that just aren't going to be as healthy for your body, and beginning to replace these things with foods like whole grains, like your oats, brown rice, and quinoa, fruits, vegetables, lean meats that are high in protein, like chicken breasts, eggs, lean ground turkey, for example, begins to really change you physically and looking leaner, stronger, healthier, but also most notably in how you're going to begin to feel. You're going to feel better when you begin to eat right and exercise. And as you begin to feel and look better, then comes the second domino in this reaction. As I began to feel and look better and built the discipline to say no to foods and things that weren't serving me or my body, it began to build me up mentally. Unconsciously, as I was doing that, it started to build the habit of me making better decisions and thinking more highly of myself in my personal life. I stopped wanting to do things that weren't serving me and began to set bigger and better goals for myself. The type of goals that, without God, they would never come to fruition. As I began to think differently, that opened the door to the third domino in this chain reaction, and that is enhancing and growing my relationship with God. As I began to think and feel better and remove the things that were toxic to me, that's where God really came in and began to fill that space that I emptied out. Now my reliance on God became stronger because I knew for the goals I had and for the miracles in my personal life that I was believing for, I was going to need God if I was ever going to see any of them come to pass. I started putting God first and made my growth and relationship with God a priority. And even though it hasn't been perfect in the slightest of bit, even through my mistakes, God has used them to bring me closer to Him. Fitness and wellness has been an outlet that has helped me grow and has been an asset to my journey out of addiction. So this is why I encourage you to really take care of your temple, clean up your diet, live an active lifestyle, begin to discipline yourself in this area of your life so you can be more effective in the things that God has called you to. And as you do, watch how things begin to change in your life and how it begins to set a chain reaction for you to overcome pornography and sex addiction and becoming unstoppable from reaching the ultimate purpose and plan that God has for you.